All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. Come September, if you are employed, you may notice a little bump in your pay. Or maybe not, if the payroll tax holiday isn't going to be executed with more guidance for employers. But once you get that bump in pay, are you going to stack it or are you going to put it in gold and silver? Well, you know what I'm going to be doing. I just want to know what you guys are going to be doing. So let me know in the comment section below. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. Helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. Now, yes, I probably will put some, any extra pay if it's significant into silver. But let's dig into some of the details here about some of this. So the payroll tax holiday will kick off in 2 weeks. Your employer isn't ready. Man, so let's see what's going on with our employers here. Employers and payroll companies have less than 2 weeks to put President Donald Trump's payroll tax deferral in place. It's looking like an uphill battle. The president signed an executive order on August 8th calling for a deferral of the employee's portion of the payroll tax from September 1st through the end of the year. Currently, employers and employees share responsibility for a 12.4% levy that funds Social Security and a 2.9% tax to support Medicare. Social Security taxes are subject to an annually adjusted wage cap, $137,700 for 2020. But Medicare taxes are assessed beyond that threshold. The executive order applies specifically to the Social Security tax and would affect workers whose biweekly pay is less than $4,000 on a pre-tax basis. Employers and payroll companies are still awaiting final guidance from the IRS on how this will work. It's looking less likely that they'll be ready in time. Here's a quote here. It's getting close to September 1st, and if guidance is issued any further beyond today or tonight, it'll be harder for employers to do something about it, said Pete Eisberg, Vice President of Government Relations at payroll provider ADP. To that effect, the National Payroll Reporting Consortium, of which ADP is a member, highlighted its concerns in an August 20th statement. Quote, even if guidance were available today, the programming changes are substantial in scope, the trade association wrote. To meet the guidance, payroll companies would have to recalculate the payroll tax in the middle of a quarter and have it apply to some employers and some workers, but not others, they said. Quote, not all employers and payroll systems will be able to make these complex changes by September 1st, the consortium said. Now, this also makes me think about that second stimulus check that people were talking about. Now, if we get, a second stimulus check, you already know where that's going for me. But let's take a look here. Here's who is paying the nearly $300 billion for your stimulus checks. Let's get into it and see who's footing that bill. Congress has yet to pass a second round of stimulus checks, but we already know how the potential new payments will be funded. The CARES Act in March authorized about $300 billion in stimulus checks to go directly to Americans' bank accounts. The payments process involves an interesting way to borrow and figuratively print money, according to Sahil Bloom, a financial educator and vice president at Altamont Capital Partners. Bloom said that the government can create money without actually printing physical currency. Quote, we live in a digital age, so really money is just numbers on a screen, he said. Us gold stackers would like to differ there. The undertaking involves three key players: Congress, the Department of Treasury, and the Federal Reserve. did the author forget the fourth major party here? Us, you and me. How do we not get factored in that equation? I mean, after all, we are the funders of all of these institutions, and forget us who are actually existing. What about the people who aren't existing right now? Our kids, our grandkids, and their future productivity is essentially being stolen from them, so we can pay for these things right now. So people who aren't even in existence are footing this bill. Well, as we plebs sit back and wait to be fed by the Fed here in the US, 3 Aussies basically found enough stimulus to tide them over. Check this out. 2 giant gold nuggets worth $250,000 found in Australia. Check this out. Gold diggers in southern Australia have found 2 huge nuggets worth 350,000 Aussie dollars in historic gold fields. The pair of nuggets weigh in at a combined 3.5 kilograms and were found on the same day near Tarnagula in the state of Victoria, as shown on Thursday's episode of Aussie Gold Hunters on the Discovery Channel. Prospectors Brent Shannon and his brother-in-law Ethan West found the nuggets in a matter of hours with the help of West's father, Paul West, according to Discovery Channel press release. Now imagine that, guys. Within 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, you basically have, let's see here, possibly 5 median salaries here in the US. $250,000. I think the median is about 50,000, right? So you have about 5 salaries within a few hours. That is insane. The nuggets could fetch up to 30% more than their estimated value by weight if they are sold to a collector, according to the release. I reckoned we were in for a chance, Shannon told Australian breakfast chat show Sunrise. It was in a bit of virgin ground, which means it's untouched and hasn't been mined. The pair had been waiting months for a permit that would allow them to start searching for gold in the area, according to the release. So, guys, those are real stimulus checks right there. And hey, they didn't even have to print it. All they had to do was dig within a few hours. We've been waiting how many weeks to get what? Like $1,200 here? That's devaluing over time. These guys, just literally hit a gold mine. So guys, this was a fun one. Just wanted to share some interesting headlines from the week that I saw and just distill it in this one video. But yeah, in our current times, I just have a question for you. Would you rather have a stimulus in the form of cash, stimulus in the form of gold, or stimulus in the form of silver? Let me know which one you would choose. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new. It's Black Bullion.